Each day we've been updating you, for example, some of the election results, excuse me. And on Tuesday, we went ahead and went through a lot of them, went through all the races. From last night's, we went ahead and gave you an update. Tonight, we want to give you the update from today. Now, the Register of Voters Office does an update every day at 4 o'clock on weekdays. And the next update after this will be, of course, will be next Monday. So what we want to do is go ahead and go through this here. Let's go ahead and go to the first slide. So we've been watching, of course, real carefully the between Wilk and Miller. I think that what we have here, for example, if you notice here in the numbers, yesterday it was 5305, where Scott Wilk was ahead. Today it's 5023. I think this is just a bump in the road here. We see these sometimes bumps in elections where it'll go up and then it'll keep going down again. I think we can comfortably say that Scott's going to take this race. But I think when a lot of people can see this, they're going, oh my, are we going to see a problem here? So let's go ahead and move to the next slide. So one of the races we've been watching is the Apple Valley Unified School District. And one of the things that between Adeline and Dennis Henderson. So this race here is going to be tough to call because it keeps moving up and down. We see that they're getting closer. Dennis is getting closer, and then he's not. Right now, it's today it's 96. Yesterday it was 94. Could we start to stabilize a little bit of this? Maybe. We'll have to see what ballots still need to be counted out there. But at this point here, it's really starting to look heavy for Adeline. I think that she might be able to take this race. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Snowline is one we've been watching real carefully. This is a race here that it seems like it could almost go anywhere. I think that right now I'm pretty solid that I think Daniel Flores is going to keep this race and we'll be able to move forward with this. I think this one is pretty much in the bag at this point. Let's move on to the next slide. City of Barstow. This has been an interesting one between because remember they're in districts too. So we've been watching to figure out who in the world is going to come up the top. So between Camera and Maryland, we've been trying to say, all right, how close it is it? Well, it was 18, now it's 21 apart. Is that a bump in the road? Yeah. So I think we'll have to wait and see on Monday, see how this is trending. But I think this is probably starting to get to the point where this is going to come down to the last few days, I bet. But remember, Barstow doesn't have that many votes. Like I said yesterday, and we were talking about Newberry Springs, the community service district, you were only talking about one vote apart. But one vote apart is really a long way in those type of races. So let's go ahead and move to the next slide here. This is for the city of Sperry. Now, one of the things I think that we're getting close that we can probably call this one here. Larry Bird, Mark Dundon was trending really well for a while there. But he's, over the last 2 reportings, I believe, or maybe even 3 reportings, we're seeing a huge gap between him and Larry. We were at 203 yesterday. We're at 271 today. Could there be a difference when the provisional votes come down? Maybe, maybe not. This one's getting ready. I think by Monday, I think we'll be able to call this one pretty solidly and say that Larry Bird has probably won this race. And even in today, it's very, very high probability that that I think he's going to take this seat. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Okay, now this is the big one we've been talking about. There's 2 big ones that I've been really stressing on. This is one of them. This is the city of Victorville. I've been projecting over the last 5-6 reporting periods that Ryan McEachran was going to take Leslie Irving. And sure enough, he has. So yesterday Irving was 30 ahead. Now today, McEachran is 28 ahead. So I think I predicted this one pretty solid because you can see that trending line go along there. Now, could this one flip around and go in a different direction? Yes, but as each day moves on, it becomes a less and less of a chance of that happening. So I'd say at this point here, you cannot call this race here, but right now at this point here, Ryan McEachran is ahead of Leslie Irving. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Newberry Community Service District, this is the one I mentioned to you before that was tight there. It hasn't really changed much. We'll see where this one ends up and we'll go on from there. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Sperry Recreation Parks District. This is one that we've been talking about. This is the other one that's kind of exciting. It's kind of interesting watching how these trends work. This is between James Blocker and James Roberts. Yesterday, the difference was 40. Today, it's 47. I think this is probably just a bump in the road because the trending has been so solid all along here that my guess will be that Monday it'll narrow between the two of them, but we'll come back and see what that happens at that time. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. This measure P, now we've been watching this very, very carefully. This one has been going back and forth like crazy. Yesterday it was a difference of 54 votes. Today it's now back to 7. I think this one's anybody's call here. I think this one's kind of a coin flip, because if we keep bouncing back and forth like this, then we're starting to see a little bit of stability here. I don't know. This is way too early to call this one. But I think that we'll know more on Monday and Tuesday. Let's move on here. So I want to thank you for watching. We're trying to get you up to date. These are a lot of things that happen in the background that a lot of even news services really don't report local stuff. And we thought this year was very important for us to get this information out. For some of you, political junkies out there, you can see where each day we're updating pieces and updating pieces and updating pieces. So it kind of gets you involved in a little bit. And I think the other side of this is that we need to have more people in our community involved in understanding this. It's not something you just go to the polling booth, you check the box, fill in the thing, draw the line, or whatever it might be. But these elections are very, very important to where our communities sit. So if you have not gone to our YouTube page, please get there and make sure you're following us. While you're also in there, click on the little bell so that when we have a new video comes up, you'll get a notification. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, please show that you like these. Also, we're working on some other mediums to put this out on. And we're going to be having those out there too real soon here. So on behalf of myself, Eric Swanson, and my team in here, I sure appreciate you watching. And as far as the political stuff, we'll see it on Monday. One other thing I want to give a plug for, we're recording the last piece of our Halloween segment. We hope to have that edited and hopefully put up for the first of the week here. We're excited about it because we'll be doing a Halloween camp out. We'll be doing Encore's drive-through haunted house and a lot of local haunted situations in our community here. So we're very, very excited about that video and hope to have that out to you soon. So you have the results, and have a good night.